I have something really exciting to share with you today. Something I found in my drawer the other day when I was looking through my grandmother's silverware. And she used to collect spoons. And in this collection, she has a series of them that came from the world's fairs at the turn of the century. And this one in particular came from the Chicago World Fairs. Now, I grew up just outside of Chicago, so this holds a special place for me for many different reasons. But in the base of this here is one of the incredible mind-blowing buildings, and at the top there is actually a phoenix taking flight. Now the symbology of that is really, really important, and it's not something I'm going to go into a lot of detail today, but for those of you that are really interested and have been researching into our hidden history, into figuring out why things don't make sense, such as the world's fairs, and that's a great place to start and trying to unravel what really happened in our history as opposed to what we've been taught in school. And the world's fairs are a prime example of where it just doesn't match up. The narrative doesn't match up to the truth. The truth is that we have these spectacular buildings that we can't even make today, that were made at a time when people were getting about in horse and buggies, and they're pioneers, and it's very primitive, and they don't have much material or assets available to them. Yet within a short period of time, all these world fairs sprung up all over our country that are beyond magnificent. If you really look at these incredible buildings and the statues and the technology that's involved, the lights, the moving sidewalks, all the different things, it's a mind-blowing accomplishment. And there is no way that people at their time could have done that. Don't take my word for it. Look into it. There's a ton of research. There's great webs or YouTube channels out there, people doing honest research into the narrative we're being told. Now, the reason I'm bringing this to you as part of the Rebel Crone is because it's the same narrative that's dictated to women in particular about the value and the truth behind our aging process. And like the World Fairs, I'm going to correlate it to this. Give me a moment. Like our world fairs, as a woman grows older, there's this beautiful expression that comes through her that's the culmination of a life well lived and lessons learned. And that woman is in her shining glory. That crown is the crown of achievement of this life that she can bring in and she can share with her village, with her community, with her family, with the world. And it's something that should be put on a pedestal. It's something that should be admired because of the shining example of accomplishment through the nature of having aged and having lived this life and having an understanding of how things are done. Our world's fairs were a shining example of the peak of a society that had incredible accomplishments, that was, at their peak of their glory as well. And instead of celebrating that and being able to move forward on that, it's been completely shut down and changed. Just like women of age in particular are been completely shut down. You're the crone, you're old, you're the crone. It's no longer your crowning glory, but you're an old, ugly hag. That actually is the Old English definition of a crone, as opposed to the spiritual definition, which is what I just said, is the crowning glory of a woman's life. And, so along with bringing in a new narrative, bringing in a new understanding of the true progression of mankind's accomplishments, and then what's happened to go wrong with them and what kind of beliefs have been inserted in the narrative, that I'm saying there's a belief that's been inserted in the narrative of women growing older. And it's time, ladies, that we say no to this. It's time, men, we say no about being an elder and what that means, because it's not the truth. We have not grown old and decrepit and should be discarded and cast aside, just like the world's fairs, broken down, no longer useful, whatever kind of excuses, and destroyed. No, let's stop having the world try to destroy us in our age, and in the prime place where we are to be a beautiful influence and a beautiful gift into society because of the nature of who we are as we have aged in a way that's a blessing to ourselves. Let us be a blessing to the world. So let's discard that narrative, that we're old, we're not useful, and let's embrace the truth. And the truth is that we are needed now more than ever. We are needed now, ladies. We're needed now to help turn this whole ship around of the trajectory that we've been going in because of what we've been told. It's time to uncover the truth about what's really happened, our history, and what we're capable of as a species and as women in particular, and women that have grown old and wise. Anyways, that's my message today. I hope that it has a ring of truth to you and touches your heart. And if it does, be sure to like, subscribe, turn on your notifications, and more to come from the Rebel Crown. More fun little discoveries along the way. So peace in, sisters and brothers.